Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I kind of said it backwards to everyone everywhere. We're just so happy to be here today with you. My name is Leslie Montgomery, and you are tuned into LKM Kingdom Living Leslie's Lessons Learned. And we're just so happy to be here with you today. Topic today, I'm not you. Let's get started. So, as we continue on, I want to say good morning to um, our beautiful Wanda L. Floyd. Isn't she beautiful? As always. What's that song? And she gonna be like, okay, that's enough. Uh, Stevie Wonder sings, "Isn't she lovely?" I think that's what he says. And you grace the stage every week in dignity. Um, you just come the way you have been created,
Amen. I'll
and
take that one.
you come, and that's the thing. There's so much in you that you bring to the table, and that you by yourself alone can't nobody be you. Can't nobody do you. It takes Yahweh who created you, that he created you the way he created you. He created me the way he created me.
Amen.
And we're just so happy that you're here. Every Sunday, I'm happy you're here. I'm really blessed by our kindreds, I'm going to say, because we don't talk we're not on the phone talking.
No,
Most times when we see each other, it's right here. And we just flow together. And I know that was the choosing of Yahweh. It was like he handpicked you
amen.
for the assignment. Not that I knew it,
Right.
but he did, and you came on that time, and it was about almost 3 years now,
Yeah.
and you're still here. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because I know sometimes you probably get up and say, "Ooh, let me just lay here,"
For a
because
little
it's
while
six
longer.
a.m. in the morning over there.
Well, let me say that, I thank you so much for allowing me to be here. And you in your own right, sometimes it is so easy for us to pour into somebody else and see the great characteristics and abilities of others, but then when it comes to ourselves, like me, we don't see all of that. And I want to say to you that you are an absolute beautiful woman, not inside, actually, what is not just inside, actually, what is inside is what displays on the outside. And can I say that because I'm a hairstylist? Can I say you transitioned from the color into your beautiful natural melanin gray hair wonderfully,
Why, thank you.
beautifully? Because I say that because some women have a hard time doing it, and even the hair transitioning takes a long time doing it, and it took you maybe
Yeah,
about a year and a half to transition, and it looks beautiful on you. It
thank
does.
you, because every time I see a color, I'm like,
I know. I
oh,
know.
I'm getting that color.
I know. I know. No, but it's beautiful on you, and you are an absolutely beautiful, stylish, elegant woman, a woman of class. You're intelligent, and you know that word. And so, thank you for allowing me to be here with you every week, just to help add to what you're already giving us. A lot of times, I'm just adding on to what you're already giving us. And so, thank you for allowing me to be resource to your vision.
I like that, resource to my vision. Never heard that before, but you are so welcome, beautiful. And I have my mirror here today, And when I look in the mirror, and I hope you have yours too,
I do.
yeah, you know, I'm not like you. I'm not your color.
Right.
I'm not your beauty. I'm not your elegance. I'm not your what you say, your I don't have that education you have, but
Mhm.
it doesn't take away from me.
Right. Right.
So when I look in the mirror, I have to appreciate who Yahweh has made me and continue to operate that way. I thought about, and I'm going to let you go. Some people feel like you have to do it their way or it's not the right way. Some people feel like they have to outshine you because of the insecurity within themselves. And I'm going to let you go, and then we're going to get into the conversation. But before you get started, we never, we're here, and something that I need to continue to tell myself that we're not here just to have fun. We're not here just to be here. Uh, Minister Wanda could be sleeping, I could be sleeping, or something else, until it was time for service. We're here because we want to talk to you about your health. We want to talk to you about relationships. We want to talk to you about faith. We want to talk to you about personal growth. We want to talk to you about purpose. There's so many things we desire to talk to you about that your journey through the process of life is easier. We can't make it easier, but we can turn you to the one that can.
Mhm.
We can encourage you to rest in the one that can make things a whole lot easier. He says, my burdens is not your burdens. And not only did he say that, he says, I give you peace. Peace you don't even understand. We can't do that. But we can definitely encourage you to keep seeking the one that can. So, Minister Wanda, I think I talked enough for the moment. Oh, how are you today?
I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. What you want me to do? You want me to look in my mirror, or you want me to introduce myself? Are you
Both,
want me to do what we say to our people every week?
but
What you want?
all of the above.
All right. So my name is Wanda L. Floyd. I am first. Let me say good morning, or it might be afternoon, and you know what? In some parts of the world, it might be evening, just depending on where you are tuning in to watch us from. My name is Wanda L. Floyd. I am a licensed cosmetologist and barber. I am an instructor educator. I am a certified hair loss practitioner. I am also a licensed minister. I do some things in ministry. Um, yeah, I'm here with Miss Leslie every Sunday. I'm so happy to be here. And you know what? When I look in my mirror, like Miss Leslie says, I'm not Miss Leslie's complexion. Yahweh made that complexion just for her. I don't have Miss Leslie eyes. I don't even have Miss Leslie's nose. But when I look in this mirror, I am grateful for the way Yahweh distinctly carved me out with my complexion, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my hair. Because even my gray is not like Miss Leslie's gray. I'm not her, and she's not me. But I'm happy to be who Yahweh created me to be. And perhaps this morning you're not able to say that. It's really hard for you to look in the mirror and pull out the positive things because maybe perhaps life has been really hard for you, childhood, and then growing up into adulthood, or maybe childhood was wonderful, but by the time you got to adulthood, it has been hard for you. And sometimes you look, maybe even right now, you're thinking, is life worth living? Well, I want you to know that life is worth living and we need you here. There is a saying that we love to say here, and it is that a life without me is like a world without color. I want you to think about that. Think about a world that's just black and white and gray, and everything and everybody looks the same. That's exactly what life would look like without you. And so now we're going to say it together, but because we live in a voice activated kingdom, we need to activate this into the atmosphere. So everybody's going to say it with me. A life without
Life
me
without you
is like
is
a
like a
world
world
without
without
color.
color.
Now, just in case there might be somebody who had a hard time saying it, I'm going to say it for you. Now, listen, pay attention. A life without you is like a world without color. And I need the essence of your color in this world.
Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. And as I always bring to mind is what I saw on Instagram, you know, and the man was blind and he had the sign, and the sign said, "I can't see. Can you help me?" Something to that effect. And a young lady walked by, and she went on by and came back, and she came back with a marker. She flipped the sign over, and she said, "The day the day is beautiful, but I can't see it." I think I kind of mixed it up, but the fact of the matter is, it's like Minister Wanda said, a life without you is like a world without color. If you don't see the beauty in the day, you're going to miss what Yahweh has for you. And not only that, you'll stay in a place of sadness, a place of just feeling rejected and unhappy. But I want you to begin. I don't care if it's raining outside. I don't care if it's snowing outside. This weather, this time right now, you don't know what it's doing. But what I want you to know that on the inside, what you see on the outside brings the beauty. And I want you to begin to see life differently. Seems like everything might be falling down around you, but you've got to see the beauty. And there's a lesson in everything. I was speaking to someone the other day, and they were telling me about all these things. And I said, "But what's the lesson you're learned?" And they was like, "Oh, there's nothing that we go through that there's not a lesson in for us to learn." And today, as we talk about I'm not like you, I want you to remember that you're your own beautiful person. Let me say to Pastor Daphne, thank you for being here. Hope you're feeling better. I hope you're recovering better. I want to say good afternoon, good morning, and good evening wherever you are to the rest of you. Thank you for being here. It is so encouraging to see you. There's those we don't see, but they leave messages, and we just thank each and every one of you. Those that come on afterwards, that will listen afternoon. My sister, after she gets out of church, she comes home and listens, and she's got this whole list that she leads to Miss Minister Wanda and I, according to what we're talking to. And thank you, sis. I want to thank each and every one of you. We don't take it for granted that you're here. You could be doing so many other things. Hey, sis, my sister Linda, she's the oldest. Yes, I said it. She's the oldest, but she's on today. Hey, Brother Ben, thank you for being here. So, each and every one of you, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And if you have a moment, hit that like sign, subscribe, and share. We would appreciate it so much. So, Minister Wanda, as we get into this topic, um, Brother Ben, what time is his time zone
Yeah,
different from yours, or it's the
no,
same? It's the
okay,
same.
California. Yeah.
Thank you, Brother Ben, for being here. Um, I was thinking about Paul,
Mm,
and what I thought about Paul was that he had to be different especially after his experience
Mm.
and after his Damascus experience and his life change experience. And we talked about a couple of weeks ago experience, and what was the other word? You brought us, it was experience,
Oh, encounter.
encounter. So
Hmm.
he had an encounter,
Hmm.
or he had an experience, and it changed into an encounter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
And in that, he had to begin to say, I'm not like you.
Mm.
I'm not that old person.
Mm.
If any man be in Yeshua or the Messiah, old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new. The old us, the way we used to be, the way people still expects us to respond to things. And a lot of people respond the way they've been trained to respond. There's a lot of people that are shaped into the person that they are.
Hmm.
Their character has been shaped, and so they don't know how to be themselves. And then one day they break out, they become themselves, and everybody got a problem. Why? Because they're no longer the way that they were equipped to be. So when I think about I'm not like you, I'm kind of going all around right now. But when I think about it, I think about it as in the aspect of people. Hey, Alicia, people that think that you're supposed to respond and act the way that they act. What do I
Mm.
mean by that? Or they respond and expect you to respond the way that they respond. And
Hmm.
then you have those that don't know who they are
Hmm.
and they want to respond or act like you because they don't know how to be themselves. So as I think about that, and I thought of, and when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about how different each and every one of us are. And as much as I would like to be like you, talk like you, I can't,
Right.
you know. And it's almost like some people want to call it follow the leader. You can't follow the leader when it comes to your own personal character. I can't be Alicia in her powerful state that she's in.
Come
You
on.
know, I
Hmm.
can't be as much as I would like to be. Uh, have a lot. I'm going to say, and I'm going to talk about me. How I would like to be. Have a lot of wisdom. I feel like others have more wisdom than me. Have more insight than me, and it's like, man, why I didn't see that? Why? Why didn't that come across my path like that, and those are the things that we have to begin to develop ourselves in. We can't try to make somebody see us or make somebody think we're intelligent by trying to be like somebody else.
Come on.
We have to get into a place that we understand you are who you are, and you cannot be anybody else. You hear the saying, I can't. It's something about being in your suit comfortably, your
Hmm.
shell
Hmm.
comfortably. The only way that can happen is that you become confident in who you are.
Hmm.
You can look. We can be uh, a whole row of us doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
And even though we're doing the same thing, there's going to be something unique about each one of them that's going to
Absolutely.
stand out.
Absolutely.
You was talking about sororities at the back a minute ago. If we watch them with their line dance,
Yeah.
and you see each one of them have their own personality within that line dance. They might be all in the same step, they might be all saying the same thing, but each one of them is going to present themselves with their own character within it.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
And I think, and I'm going to let you talk, and I think that we need to begin to understand that we have to, it's so important in this day and age that you're confident in who you are and that you understand that you are your own uniqueness. You can't, there's, the power is in you being, oh, look, the power is in you being unique.
Mhm.
The power is in you being yourself. And this, I'm going to use this in, there's preachers out there that has to preach just like somebody else, that has to talk just like whoever's the limelight is on, whoever's getting the most people. They don't know that the authenticity is in themselves, being themselves. It's the word in them that makes it different. It's not the educated speech.
Mhm.
It's not uh, the what you call it. It's none of those things that they think that they have to grab hold of to get the attention of people. When we're ourselves, we get more of an attention that people want to listen to who we are because they see that we're authentic.
Oh, that's so good. Say that again. That's so good.
I don't even know what I said.
Okay. But you grab someone's attention because you are being your authentic self,
Yes,
right? I'm not you. I might admire
right.
what you do. I might admire the way you do it. I might even take some pointers from how you do it. But to sit there and try to mimic everything you do, I'm not you. And it's no different from, like you said earlier, someone saying, okay, well, I would do this. And if it were me, I would say this to them and I would do that. And I do it this way and I would do it that, but I'm not you. So I have I have a client that I love dearly, friend actually, um, that she just does not beat around the bush. She's cutting it from the hip, I guess you could say. And she tells it like it is. Now, it's not mean. It's not like, like we were saying before, you just can't say anything out of someone's mouth, to anybody, out your mouth to anybody. It's not like that. It's just knowing who she is, what she's going to stand for, what she's going to take. And she says just that. And so many times as we are sitting and having conversation, and I'm so grateful because I get to see her this week, I will say, girl, I wish I was you. Why can't I say that like you? If I could just have a little bit of you in me to get that out. Now that's just me admiring that personality in her, right? But I'm not her. And I could never be like her. Never. But I admire the way she carries herself. I admire the way she speaks up for herself. I admire her confidence. And I admire the fact that she's a no nonsense type of woman. But I'm not her.
Right.
I'm Wanda. Now, can I learn some lessons from that? Absolutely. But in the end, even learning those lessons from her, I'm still going to do it the way Wanda does it. And when
Mhm.
you show up, not your authentic self, when you show up in a different light and not in the uniqueness that Yahweh made you because you think that what somebody else has is better than what you have, then you're insulting your creator.
Mm, yeah, that's good. One of the things I used to say, and he stopped me from saying, "I'm gonna be just like you when I grow up." That's a saying. Giving somebody a compliment. He's like, "You already grown. Go somewhere and sit down and stop saying that."
Right.
Because the the problem wasn't me saying it. The problem was what I was thinking, that I wasn't good enough.
Mm,
And by me saying, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you, was like, I'm gonna be a better person.
mm,
And that's for me.
mm-hmm.
And he told me to stop saying it, because I am who he created me to
Absolutely.
be. And one of the things about that is that when you really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people, and I used to always get intimidated by people that was so intelligent, so smart. And not saying that the struggle is still not real, but I'm just learning how to deal with it differently. And man, I would go sit in a corner somewhere and just wouldn't say anything, because I didn't think that I had anything to offer to the conversation. And one thing you hear people say, if you was put in the room, you was put in the room because you do. You're
Absolutely.
put in the room because there you might not be able to articulate it like somebody else. But what you have to say is just as important as what they have to say. They might reach the people up here where you might reach the people down here that's trying to get up here,
Right.
because you're speaking in layman's terms.
Absolutely. That's good.
And it's important that we do understand that. Uh, the things I do not so much. I think, and I'm transparent with myself right now. I just do it because it's normal. Not that I do it because I um I think that I'm all that, and that's not even the right word. Somebody said to me, "You know how important you are," and I was like, "No, I'm just doing what I'm doing," But we have to understand in our own lanes that we're just as important.
Right.
We wouldn't be here if we wasn't.
There's
We
purpose
wouldn't
for
be
you.
in the circles that we're in if
Come
we
on.
wasn't. Does that mean there's not something for me to learn? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that I have something to add as well as learn.
And the way you add it. It's you have something to add, but it's the way Leslie would add it. As an educator, when we used to do product knowledge classes, there was a young lady that was very well spoken. She even to this day does segments on for Good Day Sacramento, and she was so well spoken when she joined our team. And suddenly, as she would teach the classes, I became insecure in myself and felt that I don't speak well enough. I should be speaking like she does. Now, beautiful young lady. And just because I heard someone else speak, okay, well, I need to speak like that. Now, I have been teaching classes, I've been attending Toastmasters, doing all of those things. I learned how to speak without using ums, all of that. And I was educating before she got there. And suddenly she got there, and suddenly I was like, I don't speak well. I'm like, Moshe, I don't speak well. I need to speak like her. Well, I'm not her. I'm Wanda. And like you said, there are going to be people that speak on one level. They speak because they're educated, so they use all these big words and they reach those people in the room. But then there are people like me who come and I speak on layman's terms. because that's what I need you to give me. If you're using them 10-letter words, 12-letter words, when you're talking to me, it's like talking to a lawyer speaking. My niece is a lawyer. And so when she speaks with these elaborate, wonderful words. And I'm sitting there looking at her. Like, okay, now can you break that down so Auntie can understand it? Right? And so when I enter the room and when I speak on layman's terms. And I'm going to break that thing down so that even a 5-year-old can understand it. But that's who I am. That's the way he created me to be. If he wanted to be this intellectual speaker that uses this vast vocabulary, then that's the way he would have made me to be. But he said, no, Wanda, we want you to be able to reach these people. So when we realize that I am not this person, I am me, our lives will be so much better. And one thing Miss Alicia said was that it's exhausting.
I was just thinking about that.
It's
Yeah.
exhausting trying to mimic somebody.
Yeah.
Do you
It is.
know, to that person who doesn't know who they are, it's not exhausting at all. It's their way of life. For us, it's exhausting because we only know how to be us. We're
Us.
not trying to be somebody else. Baby, I ain't got time
Don't have
to try to
time.
be like somebody else. I like the way Wanda L. Floyd shows up. I love the way I love her personality. You know, I love the way I express myself. I love the way I wear my clothes. But for the person who doesn't know who they are, the person that's the chameleon, it's not exhausting at all because that's their job. That's what they do. Miss Leslie, you and I, me, you, Alicia, Jackie, Miss Alfreda, Daphne, Miss Michelle, we can
Yes.
all put this dress on. We
And
can
it would
all
look different.
put this dress on, show up at the same event, and every last one of us would rock it differently based on our personality. Why? Because I'm not Leslie, I'm not Daphne, I'm not Miss Michelle, I'm not Alicia, I'm not Alfreda, I'm Wanda.
Nor Dana.
Right.
Yeah, it's so true. And the thing of it is that people that try to mimic you because they don't know who they are, they have two things that they have two weights. The one weight, they don't know who they are. The
Mhm.
other weight is trying to compete and usually they only want to compete because they think that everybody likes you. They
Mhm.
think that everybody is applauding you. They think that everybody is centered around you. So it makes it difficult for them to be who they are because they don't understand that it's important that they show up like they are in those different places. It's important to understand that your uniqueness brings something to the table. When they say the value, bring something to the table. When you come to the table, what you have to offer, it might be just a little part, but it's just as important. Singers, I'm use this. Most singers, artists that are out there, they have background singers, those that enhance the song, those that are making a difference in what they're singing. Now, think about it. When you hear them sing that song and there's no background singers, it sounds different. It doesn't sound the same. Don't laugh at Alicia. See, she different. She different.
That's why I love Alicia. I do. There is such a uniqueness to Miss Alicia, her personality. I love to hear her speak because it's her uniqueness. I couldn't even imagine somebody thinking, okay, well, that's it right there. So I'm gonna try to be like her. Here come her friend.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see.
Like, listen, don't y'all cut up in this. See, she done already So
Um,
nobody can mimic Miss Alicia. Now, who is frustrating and tiring for and exhausting for
it's the person.
is the person that they're trying to mimic. We get tired of it. It's like, please stop. Just be yourself. Please. Just be you. Cause girl, if you knew what it took to get up out the bed every morning, you know, to comb my head or not comb it, fight
Right.
me from wanting to cut it off because I want to cut it off because it won't do nothing. To come on, you know
Oh,
that's the exhausting part. Is the person that you're trying to mimic? They're tired of it because they see the greatness in you just being you.
yeah. Yeah. And that exhaustion can make you very sick. Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Okay, go ahead, Leslie.
So, uh, um,
We need to
they,
have both of them on.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Not at the same time. This is light work right there. But you see, that's light work. Put them in the same space at the same time. They both. Oh yeah,
I love
it
it.
would be
I love
over.
But you know what? And that's what I love about this is that they are both being uniquely themselves, right?
Yeah.
They how they work, even that they're playing and joking with each other, right? But that's who they are, unique in themselves. And they bring us joy. They now what would how would that be, you know, if Alicia wasn't Alicia and Miss Cook wasn't Miss Cook. Soon as they walked in the room, soon as she stepped in the room, I knew I was about to laugh and we she was gonna bring joy to my life, right?
Amen.
And they do that each time they come. They make us laugh. And I appreciate that. But Miss Cook isn't Alicia and Alicia isn't Miss Cook. Now don't y'all take that and
I'm getting ready to say you don't
run with that.
set a whole bonfire.
But it's so true. And if we can appreciate the uniqueness in us, that's when God, that's when Yahweh, that's when Elohim really gets the glory, the honor out of your life, right? Because you're saying to him, I appreciate the way you made me. I didn't want to mess up your name. That's why I said Miss Cook.
Pasha. My granddaughter calls her Papa John Pizza, Papa John Cook, or something like that. I forget. But yeah, you know, it is it is the our value,
Mhm,
our value that's within us to be yourself. It is so intentional that
mhm.
we are who he created us to be. You know, yesterday I was doing a study on the dirt and the blood, trying to see
Mm,
how they
okay.
mix together
Yeah, yeah.
and how you really can't have one without the other when it came to creation.
That's good.
And what was in the blood, what was in the dirt was needed for the blood. The protein, the the dirt helped clog,
Mhm,
help the blood clots. Just the fact that it is so um, important to understand the difference and the making of a man.
mm.
But one thing is said about it, they all both carry their own entities. There's no separate. There's no when they don't come together.
Mm-hmm.
And so many words. It takes two, but they both have their own value. And that when you see the water and you see dirt, and that the water to the dirt, and how the dirt, I'm not going to get into it all now, but it takes us not being each other, but it takes us being what we need to be to help create what needs to be created.
That's so good. That's it takes each of us to be what we're supposed to be, to help with what's been created. That's so good. You're needed. I'm needed. Everyone here is needed in their uniqueness to help with what's been created in this earth, right? Even with Leslie's lessons learned, and now you've branched out into daily inspirational moments. Nobody could do that the way you could because they're not you. I could do my own version of it, but to try to mimic what you're doing would do it a disservice because the way I would present it as Wanda, the way I would state it as Wanda is helping creation in the earth. And that was what I was birthed and purposed to do the way I would do it to help what was created in the earth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And each one of us show up differently.
Yes.
That water and that dirt, the dirt goes to the bottom and the water stays at the surface. But they come together to create. And that was one of the things, the ground, the water, and mixed with the ground, the dirt is conducive to creation. When we were made, we were conducive to creation. Why do I say that? When we read in Genesis, the second chapter, and we say verse 7, but before that, it says that the mist came up out of the ground. Preparation to come to bring that, what they call the mud pie walking, to
Mhm.
create that mud. And one of the things that they said about the mud was that it forms.
Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Adam was formed out of the dust of the earth. There was a preparation that was conducive because of the water and the mud mixing together to create something that was to be human. But in the process of it, it took the breath to make us alive.
Come on.
But when they look at our DNA, they can tell we're from the same bloodline of the Father, but we're all different.
Come on.
When they look
Yeah.
at
Come on.
our fingerprints are different. There's nothing that is the same, even, and we talked about this before, even with the twins. There are unique things about those identical twins that would sets them apart. There are unique things about each and every one of us that sets us apart to say, I'm not like you.
Come on. That's so good. Come on. That's so good. Look, in order to make mud, you need dirt, you need the ground, the eretz, the adoma, and you need water, right? To mix it together to make mud. Ah, this is what I love. But water can't be dirt, and dirt can't be water. But when you mix them together in the uniqueness of each, they create something powerful that can now create something else and make something else. But dirt can't be water, and water can't be dirt.
Can't be.
Come
Can't be.
on.
So, like you said, Alicia can't be Posh, Pasha, and Posh can't be Alicia.
But
It's the
together,
same thing. Together, they
but
can.
together they can create something powerful to help what was created in the earth, which is what Miss Posh does daily, what Miss Alicia does in her community daily and in her lives, right?
Yeah.
But imagine if water was like, well, I want to be dirt, so I ain't doing nothing. Or water was like, I'm going to try to mimic dirt because I like what dirt does. I like what dirt does better. And dirt was like, well, I like water because the way it flows, it's
And it
so pretty.
blows.
You know, it got different colors. It's green some places and it's blue some places. And then some places it's just clear. I want to be water. That's not possible because the way Yahweh created.
Yeah.
And when we try to be something that we're not,
So some of the things, and one of the things it said that the mixture
mm,
cannot compound. It says they retain their individual properties,
mm,
even though it takes the two of them to create something. The song comes to me. He took me and made something beautiful out of my life. He took a wrench like me, and showed me love and concern. But by his grace, and I forgot the rest of it, uh, but the fact that he has made something beautiful out of each and every one of us, and we've
absolutely.
got to accept it. The other thing was that I found so interesting was the grounding part of it.
Hmm.
And do you know that when we ground, it brings a balance to our nervous system,
Yes, yes.
that your blood pressure could be brought down, your heart rate can be put into position. We just look at it as dirt and keep it moving. Now, one of the things it talked about, and it makes to me, it just makes it so much hard for me to ground because we got more birds, we got more dogs, we got more cats. So it makes it hard for me to ground. So I was thinking maybe I could take a place in the mall and make it where people could come and just ground, take the shoes off and have the dirt and real dirt, and they can come in there and ground because that'll be clean. That's I'm just thinking these things yesterday. But the fact that it that dirt that was created from the foundation of the earth had purpose, not just for the flowers to grow, not just for the trees to grow, but it also connects with us with life.
Yeah.
And he said, I wish above all that you prosper, be in health, and not that one. It just talked about the life more abundantly.
Hmm.
It talks about, he tells us in his word, and we always hear, if we look at in the word, he always talked about the ground, the land.
Hmm.
And there's a purpose in that. There's a purpose in each and one of our lives to be what we've been created to be, and not to try to be like someone else. Why don't we take the time to sit in Yahweh's presence and asking, who am I?
That's good.
Not just saying, I'm not like you, but to find out who you really are. That you don't have to be someone else, that you don't have to fight with somebody else, that you don't have to mimic somebody else because of what they are, who they are.
Mm.
I wanted to go on the TED Talk show, always been a dream of mine. And I said, I know I have to take speech lessons and things like that and really have something to get on there. And I was thinking about it and I was praying about it. And Yahweh say, no, do your own. Begin to have people come and speak on how they achieve things in life. You don't have to go to the TED Talk. And I'm not saying anything negative,
Right.
but what I'm saying is, he said, you as an individual begin to be, and I see the word over here, Lady Michelle have up there, advocate. Be an advocate for yourself. I think that's a powerful statement, that we begin to advocate for ourselves. And what do I mean by that? Find out who you really are. When you find out who you really are and you begin to operate in that who you are,
Mhm.
it makes you more powerful. Minister Wanda was talking about power a few minutes ago. When you operate in who you are or who you have been created to be, you are more powerful to begin to operate in life differently.
Yes.
And then that's where your confidence come from. That's where your who you are begins to become more bright and more you become more foundational.
Yes. Yes.
We need to become foundational on in who Yahweh has created us to be.
That's good. That's good.
So
We got to hear more about that dirt now. You done started with that dirt and the water and the blood. You got to give us more about that, because that was absolutely amazing. And like Alicia says, see what you just gave us, just in those moments. You gave us so much information, because we literally, it's amazing that you would say that, because we were studying electricity this week, my student
mm,
work, chemistry and electricity. And we are a conductor, our bodies. And the reason why grounding is so important, because electricity in us goes down through our feet and connects us to the ground. Water is also a conductor. In some bodies of water, it is the conductor for electricity. That's why they tell you to get out of the water if it's a lightning storm. So all of that you're talking about is powerful, and I can't wait to you finish that. But see how important you are, because he gave that to you to study the blood and the ground. It's right there twice in that we know of in the Torah, when Cain killed his brother. That was the first person I thought about.
yeah.
Conversation that Cain and Abel had, and
Mm.
Abel was probably like, "I'm not you. Why you mad with me? I'm not you. I did what I was supposed to do, right?" But he killed his brother, and his blood spoke from the ground, right? And then we also read that when Yahweh began to do those miracles before they went to Pharaoh, just to show the children of Israel, he said, "Take some water, pour it on the ground, and it's going to turn to blood."
And that's what made me,
I know, I know, I
I was
know,
like, there's more to this than this.
I know, I know, I know. Same thing with me the other week about the Red Sea and them drowning. I was like, and showing up on the shore, dead bodies on the shore. Thousands of waters drowned them, and they show up on the shore. I was like, no, it's more to this. Let me study it out. So I get it.
Yeah.
But it was given to you to study it out and present to us, right? And nobody can mimic that. Nobody can mimic that. I'm not you. What he gives to you for a purpose in the earth. And what he gives to me for a purpose in the earth. But it's all needed because we have purpose.
We have purpose.
I
We
like
have
what Ms.
purpose
says.
and a destiny, and
Absolutely.
that we got to, that the purpose is to get that destiny to where their destiny needs to go. But it's not that it's the end. That's what it's only for us to do that, to do it again. And no, we're not recycling, because what he gives us to do will be new all over again.
Absolutely.
He doesn't give us anything
Yeah.
to just um,
Just to be,
recycle.
yeah, just to be giving it. There's always purpose to it. So we need you, ma'am. We need you. And you do have great wisdom, but it's wisdom your way. I call you often when I need some wisdom. And I'm like, thank you. Because, see, I didn't see it that way. And I was on my way to the right. But you pulled me back to the center. I'm about to go left and right. And you pulled me back to the center and using your wisdom. And you do that for a lot of people. But again, I'm not you because I was about to go off. And so I need you to understand that Yahweh made you unique and there is absolutely nothing wrong. Like you said, can we enhance what he's given us? Absolutely. But we need what you have. We need you to show up every Sunday. We need you to show up through the week and give us what you have. Because you know what? You do make life worth living. Because I get to hear what comes from you every week that is absolutely changing lives. What would we do without you?
I have no words.
Who could do Leslie's lessons learned? Nobody. Nobody. We were so, I didn't know what to do. Now I got to sleep. But there was a void. And this is, I'm not just saying this, it's the truth. There was a void from January till April. And when you came back, you really help us get through the week. I look forward to these each Sunday. What are we going to talk about today? What did Yahweh give you today? Because, like Daphne said, there's value in you. And I appreciate you.
Listen, this week I said, what what is this? Why am I doing this? It was like, why am I what is anybody really getting anything out of this?
Once a
Uh,
month.
yeah. Oh, why she gotta tell that? Uh yes, I was planning on doing once a month, not every week. And this is what, the third year now, and it's been every Sunday. And I was thinking about that. But it was important to me to
You see all this, right? Take it all in. Take it all in.
oh gosh. Yahweh be praised. Thank you so much. But my desire is not just to be here having conversation, but that is life changing. That's
Don't quit another thing.
she
Don't quit
says it
another thing.
all the time. And when you think about quitting something, she comes up into your space. Don't you quit another thing all the time. Thank you, Brother Ben. Thank you, each and every one of you. But um, it is so important that we're just not here. We're not wasting your time. We're not wasting their time. And the fact of the matter is, it changing lives. And we're at the top of the hour. And I want to say, because I was thinking about this as well, and we, from time to time, we mention it. about people knowing Yahweh, having an experience with Him. Nothing we do is we could do that when we come on here. It's nothing of ourselves. It's only because of Yahweh. And for us to be in a place that we understand that life is more important than trying to compete with someone else because you think that's where the reward is. The reward is when you are in a space and know Yahweh for yourself, and then you go into that secret place in the Sabbath and allow Him to shape you and develop you. It is so important. I would never be to this place that I'm at now if it wasn't for Yahweh. So as you go through this week, I'm so glad we have so many comments today. As we go through this week, it is very, very important that you understand that everything you do in life has a purpose, good or bad. The promises we have to understand could be good or bad because He gave some promises for those that don't serve Him, and He gave some promises for those that do serve Him. So you have to understand that you can't do these things without the Father. If you don't know Him, if you have no idea what it is to have a relationship with Him, we want to encourage you today to ask Him to come into your heart. Tell Him, let Him know you sinned. You lived a life of sin, and you no longer want to live that way. Allow Him to lead you and guide you. Now, the church would tell you, you get saved and everything else will be fine. That's not what I'm saying. You get saved and you got somebody to help you through a lot of those things. Now, there are things you no longer have to go through because you made a decision and made a choice to allow Him to lead and guide you into all truth. So as you go through this week, evaluate your relationship with Him. Do you have one, or you don't have one? Find time to be still, to see His salvation, to feel and understand that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. So as you go about this week, remember, you are not like me, and I'm not like you. Minister Wanda.
See yourself through the eyes of your Creator, which is God, Yahweh our Elohim. If you can see yourself through His eyes, you'll never want to be like anybody else ever again. And you will walk in your authenticity and do it well. Because again, you are here to do what you do because it makes creation better.
Amen. So you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You need to know that. You need to study it to see what it is that you really are, or who it is that's in you that makes you who you are. So until next week, we want you to have an amazing week. We want you to remember you're not like anybody else. Remember, you're not like anybody else. You are who you are. And even the name you have
Yeah.
was purpose for you. So remember as you go through the week, be all that you can be. What they say in the army, be all that you can be in Yahweh,
Yes.
because He is your creator, not the army. You want to go in the army? That's good. But who you are can only come with having connection with the one that created you. So go about your business Have a blessed week. Know we love you
Yes.
and we're concerned about you. Look, if you need to hit us up, hit us up. We'll talk to you. But until then, we love you and shalom.
Shalom.